So this video could get interesting. I have a feeling there's actually gonna be quite a few things I say that you guys totally disagree with. Maybe some things you've never even heard of before. That's kind of what inspired this whole video. Just take this all with a grain of salt, do your own research. You can think what you wanna think, but I wanted to share my thoughts on what never to do down there. All right, so this first one is really interesting and it has to do with peeing. Although my mom always hated me saying the word pee or that I had to go pee. So it was, I had to go number one, urinating was acceptable. Going wee-wee, that was an option. If you pee, you probably are doing it either wrong or right. It seems like 50% of the people do it wrong versus right. A lot of people don't realize that when you go to the bathroom, you sit down on the toilet to go urinate, you're not supposed to push. You are not supposed to push. You are just supposed to let the feeling come on by itself. That is what I do. But there's a lot of people that just instinctively push. And the problem with doing that over many years is that ruins your pelvic floor. It ruins the muscles down there. That's when you can start to have leakage. You can start to have like pelvic floor dysfunction, and that leads to a lot of other problems. So like, this is super weird, but let me know down in the comments, like, do you push when you pee? If you do, I really think you should just try sitting down, letting the feeling come on naturally, and you'll strengthen those muscles and it'll get easier and easier and better. Next, we're gonna talk about things to never stick up there. Ever. Like ever, okay? And if you can ignore this whole video, just ignore everything, but at least make this one change. Stop buying the bad mainstream tampons. Just stop it. They are so full of chemicals and you're putting it in your body, like literally internal to your body. Your body's absorbing all of the toxic chemicals over and over and over again. These 100% pure organic cotton tampons, so much better, okay? And there's a lot of other healthy ones out there that have like a healthy core, but then they're still surrounded by chemicals. So beware of those. But these, I just got them on Amazon. I can link them below. I don't always wear them. I mean, I'm really not even a tampon girl. Like sometimes I'll wear my period underwear. Sometimes I'll wear pads. Sometimes you just need a good old tampon though. And these are amazing. And I feel so much better about using them. You know, if I'm being totally honest, I don't think there is much that we should be sticking up there. I can really only think of one thing that's supposed to go up there. And that's a good lead into bad lubricants, which I'm not that familiar with this area yet, but I maybe as I age, I'll become more familiar with lubricants, but a lot of them have really bad ingredients and people just ignore. So obviously, you know, parabens are bad, the scents and fragrances people love, but at this point it is proven that those are hormone endocrine disruptors. So down there is the last place they should be going. Petroleum's really bad. Glycerin's a big one that's at this point, that ingredient's in literally everything, and it's a seed oil. Just so you guys know, that is a seed oil. I will always stand behind seed oils are bad. A lot of lubricants have
flavors and dyes and that.
Could be fun. But the thing is, I really think for your long-term lady parts, you should just stick with boring, bland, water-based ones. Also, condoms with spermicide, which I debated, like, do I put that in the video? Do I not? Like, do people even use those anymore? Which, first of all, if you're relying on spermicide, you're just asking for it, like, nah. Spermicide it's an actual chemical. I think it's like, I looked it up. It's non-oxynol 9. It actually increases a lot of infections in women. It increases your risk of HIV, STDs, a lot of other infections down there because it's abrasive, like subtly abrasive to our walls down there, and then bacteria and infection can get directly into our body. And just so you know, guys, like I'm well aware, like we cannot be perfect. At this point, everything's unhealthy. The problem is there are so many women that have like, you know, ovarian cysts and polyps and fibroids and PCOS and endometriosis and all these problems down there. And they just write it off as like, oh, it's just like, it just happened. Well, no, I think we are doing a lot of bad things down there and they're just all considered normal and it's contributing to a lot of things. Not everything, but a lot. But I do quickly want to talk about underwear and we'll start with thongs. I hate thongs. I really do. But for some reason, a lot of you love them. But as you know, thongs really get up there in the back. Like they really ride up there, don't they? So whether you want to believe this or not, thongs can in fact collect fecal matter. So if you're somebody that struggles with UTIs, wearing thongs could in fact be contributing to your problem. So I just wanted to say that. But if you are somebody that gets frequent UTIs or yeast infections, it would also really benefit you to switch to cotton underwear and not my beloved seamless underwear that I'm always recommending. I love my seamless underwear, guys. It's so soft. It's so comfy, it's so seamless, but it is in fact a synthetic material. It's why I can get away with not wearing thongs, really. But it's a synthetic material, cotton is not, and so it just keeps you more dry, which inhibits any bacterial growth. But no matter what underwear you wear, You should not have it be too tight. That's like the main key takeaway here. A lot of people don't talk about this, but we have so many lymph nodes down in our groin area, and if you're walking around day in and day out with tight underwear, it's literally blocking your lymphatic system from draining. Our heart has its own pump to pump our blood, but the lymphatic system relies on movement. So if you're constricting that area with your underwear, your lymph nodes aren't able to flush out your toxins. This next one really goes against what everyone does and says and what's considered normal, but I don't care, I'm just gonna say it anyway. If you're somebody that struggles with UTIs or various infections down there, God gave us pubic hair for a reason. And kind of like our nose hairs. Nose hairs prevent us from breathing in bacteria and viruses so that we don't get sick. And I think the pubic hairs, that's the same thing. Like, it literally protects you from getting things. It's like a barrier. I'm not saying you can't trim it all up. Like, you can do whatever the heck you want, but I think it's supposed to be there. Honestly though, it makes me question my armpits. Like, I don't want hairy armpits. I mean, I don't have hairy armpits, I shave them. But like, we also have hair there. And I feel like there's probably a reason for that as well, but I can't go down every rabbit hole. Let us move on to menstrual cramps. We have to quickly talk about this because I could save your life in this area. So I used to really struggle with menstrual cramps every month. I was in agony, I'd be laying on the floor moaning, curled up in the fetal position. Usually there's only two things that women kind of do for this. They will take ibuprofen, Advil, Midol, and kind of just get through it, which, I mean, there's worse things. I don't love taking that stuff, but that is what I would do until I discovered this solution that you probably haven't heard of before. But the main thing that most women do is they just get on the pill. They'll get on birth control because that definitely helps with cramps every month. But I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it, and this is where people like will get mad at me. Birth control increases your cancer risk. Every year, more and more studies come out proving that. I'm not gonna quote them all. I'll link some down below just for you to read, even though if you have been on the pill before or you're currently on it, you're not gonna even wanna read it. It's definitely something to look into, maybe get off of it, or if you've never been on it, stay away. Let's talk about the solution though, and it's a TENS machine for this area. So what is a TENS machine? So you may have heard of it before, but it actually is a battery operated thing that a lot of men use actually, sometimes women, on their back and like different sore muscles, because it's actually a form of nerve stimulation and it doesn't hurt, but it kind of contracts and restricts your muscles and your nerves. It works so well for menstrual cramps. More people need to talk about that. If you just give it 15 minutes, it can either eliminate your menstrual cramps or, I mean, at least reduce it by like 70 to 80% where you're like totally fine and you can go about your day. So this is one that I got from Amazon a few years ago. The one I had years ago, it was old and I kind of replaced it with this one. But again, if you struggle with menstrual cramps, this could change your life. So I hope you found this video semi-interesting. If you're new and you haven't seen one of my videos before, please consider subscribing. Everything that I talked about, I will link down below if you're interested. But thank you so much and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.